So good morning, everybody. EnGAGE for today. We're going to have Mary Jane's Cafe and Journey Home. And our first speaker is going to be Brandy with Mary Jane's Cafe. So if everybody could leave their mics muted, and we can do questions at the end of each speaker. Brandy, I will pass it off to you.
Hi guys, I'm Brandy from Mary Jane's Cafe. I just want to thank the Warrensburg Chamber of Commerce for allowing us this opportunity today. I'm sorry if it gets a little loud. I'm sitting outside the restaurant so I can have my mask off. But I just wanted to say a little bit about us to start. We've been in business for 20 years now, which is a great accomplishment in Warrensburg. My family started this restaurant in 2000. It was actually my grandparents. They started it. Mary Jane's is fun fact. A lot of people don't know who that is specifically, but that's my grandma. It was always her dream to own a diner, and it was fulfilled. So, and we're carrying on that legacy today, and we're pretty excited about it. We're pretty excited about this coming year and being more involved in our community. This is a long time coming for us, opportunities like this and things like that. We've worked very hard to be where we are today, and we wouldn't be here without our staff and this awesome community we live in. So this year we're really focusing on trying to do more for our community, to give back to everyone that has supported us through all these years. And we're just trying to do our best every day. And we appreciate everyone being there for us. And it's a little more than just a restaurant, just a place to eat. These people that come in, they're family to us. Like Bob. Have a good day, Bob. We see these faces every day, and I mean, it brings joy to our lives to be a part of them and be a part of this community. And our staff makes it so much easier and better for us because they're always so willing to work as a team with us and do what we need to have a successful day, successful year. So we're thanks, Bob. We always have so much support around us, which is truly amazing. I know a lot of people, I wanted to touch on like the shutdown. A lot of people are always so curious about what happened during the shutdown. What did you guys do? How did you survive? You know, and what it boils down to is this community that pulled together to support small businesses. And it was so eye-opening for us. It was like, wow, like we didn't know what was going to happen because we've never experienced something like that. It was crazy. It was stressful, but everyone, and they showed their love and support for us. And it was like, even though it was tough, it still made it worth coming to work every day and doing what we do easier. So we just want to really put out there that we just love this community. We love being a part of it. And we just look forward to the future in it. So I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot. If you guys have any questions or anything.
Sure. So either you guys can unmute yourself or raise your hand or something and ask questions. I, of course, always have questions, but I'll hold off for a second. Or if you want to just type them in the chat, I can ask them for you. So if anybody has any questions. Looks like I can ask mine then. So what kind of food do you guys offer? What are some of your specials?
Well, I would say more American style restaurant. We do weekly specials, Monday through Friday. They're all the same. We do obviously like burgers and stuff, which people love. They're handmade, patted and homemade. And we do like some of the classics, like the dinners, like a meatloaf dinner, a country fried steak dinner at a very affordable price too. You get so much for your dollar here, which is awesome. So it's like real hearty meals. We're really known for breakfast, but we also serve lunch and burgers, of course. And always like to share with people my favorite menu item, which is probably not very well known. It's kind of a funny name. It's the Winky Burger. It's a huge sandwich. So either you want to share it with someone or have breakfast and lunch on it, or lunch and dinner. It's a tenderloin, a burger patty, and sauteed vegetables and Swiss cheese. It's amazing. If you haven't tried it, you need to. Like I said, make sure you have someone to split it with, though. Okay, yes, we do. I see the question there. We do have options. We do carry out. We have 2 curbside parking, so you don't even have to come in. You just call us. We're really excited. We joined the 21st century finally. So for 20 years now, we've been handwriting tickets, doing all the old school stuff. But this last week we switched to a POS, which has been very stressful, but very exciting. So now we are soon going to have an online option where you can order online, come pick it up. We are also on Uber Eats. So you can contact them, order, and the driver will take it to you. So I mean, and that was part of the shutdown, was kind of expanding how to get to other people, you know, especially doing things so old school. We had to be creative and like, how can we reach more people without them, you know, having to come in and be and exposed, you know. So we've kind of started expanding a lot of those options lately. So soon you can order online, which is very exciting for us.
I saw somebody ask, what are your hours? And I think is it 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day?
Yep. Every day, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So I am curious, why did you guys choose that time range to have your restaurant open?
Well, you know, before the shutdown, we were always 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. We wanted to catch people before work, and enough of a lunch rush, but for some reason in the restaurant business, it seems like 2 to like 4 is like always dead because people are getting off work and getting ready for dinner. So it was always never worked out for us to be open at that time. But since the shutdown, we decided to open an hour later. So that's why we do 7 to 2 now. Just because we did see an increase or slowdown during that time. So we just didn't think it was necessary for our staff to be here that early anymore. So we made a few changes, and this is what we're going with. So.
It looks like Suzanne put, can you offer any advice to other business owners on how they are coping with the current situation?
Be flexible. Just try to understand other people. I think that's a lot of what we need in this world right now, is understanding everyone else's perspectives. We don't know what they're going through. So just be kind, be considerate. But, you know, don't lose yourself in it as well. You know, it's easy to do because you're trying to bend to all these rules and these, you know, opinions of others. Just be who you are as a business and, you know, just love what you do.
Okay, and then I have one more question. If anybody else has one, just raise a hand or something like that. I'm curious, how did you end up owning Mary Jane's Cafe? What made you want to take it over?
Oh, you know, it's just being a part of it. I was 10 years old when my family started this. So I literally just grew up in this environment, and it's something I love. I love being here. I love coming to work. I love my staff. It's enjoyable. And like I said, it feels like more than just a restaurant or just a diner. We're part of something bigger, and that's just the community. So it's exciting to be a part of.
Awesome. Okay, does anybody else have any questions? Last chance. Okay. All right, well, thank you very much, Brandy. We appreciate you speaking today. Of course. So next up, we have Journey Home. So I will pass it off to Melissa.
Hello, thank you again for having us as well. I'm actually here with one of my colleagues, Erica, and we're going to kind of split the time in talking about Journey Home. I'm going to let her kind of handle the emergency shelter part of it, and then I'm going to talk more about the transitional living.
It would help if I had myself unmuted. Good morning, everybody. Thank you again for allowing us to be here with you this morning and talk about Journey Home. We're so very excited. Journey Home is the answer to a lot of prayers and wishes in our community. As many of you know, if you're a native of Warrensburg, if you've been around for some time, you know that shelters have come and gone. Some have lasted a little longer than others, but there's always a perpetual need for shelters. Excuse me, just one moment. I am recovering from a cold. But one of the things that we have learned as we've seen shelters, be around for a while and then not be here, is that we knew that approach had to be done a little bit differently. We're going to take a different approach, and couldn't do it the same way that we had always done it. And so having a community approach to the shelter is the best answer. When the community has buy-in into something, it will be sustainable, it will be long lasting, and it will have a greater impact. For us, um, we understand the need for emergency shelter. I'm sure that we're all aware of the increase in number of individuals who are unsheltered in our community. We have a lot of individuals who are doubled up, sharing spaces, individuals who are sleeping in places that weren't meant for habitation, such as cars, etc. And so we wanted to try to answer um, that particular issue. And it's not easy to do. There's a variety of reasons why individuals find themselves homeless or without shelter. And I think that a lot of times people would be really surprised to know who really is amongst our homeless population. In Warrensburg, we have individuals who are veterans. We have individuals who have college degrees that are homeless. We have individuals who go to work every day that are homeless. And so um, there is a wide dynamic of individuals who experience homelessness. And if you're going to address homelessness, then you have to understand the dynamic. What causes homelessness, what perpetuates it, and then how do we come on the other side of it? And so that is what Journey Home strives to do. We have a impeccable board that has dedicated itself to working with individuals who are experiencing homelessness and not just giving them emergency shelter, but getting them to the point of permanent shelter through connecting them with resources and giving them the support that they need. As far as emergency shelter goes, right now, um, we have 20 beds in our facility. However, because of COVID, we are running at half capacity. So right now, at any given time, we can house 4 males, 3 females, and then a family. And so we're so excited because great things are happening at Journey Home. We had a family, we opened on the beginning of November, and we had a family come and they are already permanently housed, doing well. We have a couple of others who will be permanently housed, we're thinking, within the next couple of weeks. And we have a couple of other people who will be transitioning very soon. So lots of good things happening at Journey Home. When you have individuals who um, can get the resources that they need, be connected to the right agencies, whether that's taking care of their mental health, their physical health, uh, getting disability. Um, it makes a difference. It's a game changer. It changes lives, and it can't be done without the community. I mentioned at the very beginning that a project like this is sustainable only when the community has buy-in, and that's what makes this different from other approaches. Because in the past, some of the approaches has been, um, you know, facilities that have been facilitated by churches or by other entities. But it was really important for us to have the community to rally around and support it. Um, we all had conversations with members in our community, talking about people's concerns. They're concerned, like especially when it gets cold. This time of year, people are very concerned about individuals who are homeless. Business owners who want to be sympathetic to individuals who are homeless, but by the same token, don't necessarily want them laying in front of their business because that potentially scares customers. And so, having really good conversations and good partnership with law enforcement, who are excellent to our homeless population, and helping us, make sure that they're safe. They do wellness checks all the time, making sure that they're safe and helping make sure that they have food and that they're not freezing to death, literally, at this time of year. So the community approach is definitely the best way to go. And so we do have criteria like any place else. And people often want to know what that criteria is, and we think it's important to share that information. And so we try to be a housing first model, meaning that our first priority is to get people sheltered, and then to try to meet all of their needs and to talk about the barriers that prevent them from staying or becoming or staying permanently housed. Um, Although we want to be a housing first model, we still have safety concerns to think about. So individuals who are actively under the influence of substance um, cannot stay at the house. We will try to do everything that we can to get them to an appropriate setting to meet their needs and make sure that they're not outside of the streets. However, we are not a medical facility, and we are not equipped to handle um, rehabilitation from substance abuse. So that is a criteria that we have. Also, anyone who is a registered sex offender is outside of criteria. Again, we would try to refer them to some place that could assist when somebody has that background. Unfortunately, we are not able to do that. Insurance prohibits that, and we can all understand why. It's a very small facility, and again, it's a safety measure. And then finally, anybody who has had a violent criminal offense in the last 10 years is also not eligible. They're outside of criteria. But every reasonable accommodation is we try to help them, even if they come to us. And if we can't house them, we try to connect them with other resources that can. So like I said, housing first, trying to get individuals into shelter first, and then the case management begins. And at that point, I'm going to let Melissa take over and finish this out.
Thank you, Erica. Yeah, so as she said, we have seen a lot of success with housing several people since May. So we opened our emergency shelter November 1st, but we actually started working with the population as far as case management back in May. And since then, we have successfully seen 8 people that are housed. There's a couple that are housed in the community, and there's some that are housed in the transitional living facility that we have out on our grounds. And like just kind of echoing Erica's thought process, we really want to see these people successful. We really want to see them permanently housed. And that's really our focus. And our emergency shelter is the vehicle we use to get them into the case management process, to begin that process of either transitional living or living in the community, whatever the individuals are prepared for. And as case management goes, we do it on an individual basis, and we work with that individual. Whatever their needs are, we begin working on those needs specifically. And also echoing her, we have individuals that have jobs. We have individuals that have a military background, just kind of all facets of life. But they found themselves in a circumstance where they can't find housing, or one of the main issues that I've dealt with case management is we have individuals that, although they have a job and although they have ways to meet their bills, their credit history has prevented them from getting an apartment and into housing. So one of the things that we try to do for those types of individuals is we try to help them through budgeting, through bill payoff, kind of helping them get to the point where their credit rating is high enough to where they can actually take advantage of some of the apartments in the community. Prior to that, we have several mini homes that we are able to utilize as transitional housing, and we can kind of give that second chance to kind of move them forward in that process to get them to where they can actually find housing in the community. We were very excited about that potential. That's why we're outside of town. We're able to utilize the facilities on the ground to do that. And so that has kind of helped us in this endeavor, because we feel like homelessness is so much more than just a shelter for a night. They really need help walking through the process to get back into the community, to get back into housing, to get back into work. We've had individuals that when they came to us, they didn't have the needed documentation to be able to get a job. And so just kind of help walking them through that process to be able to have the documentation, to be able to get a job, to be able to begin to build back up that hope in them that, hey, I can do this. I have individuals that are helping me. They're walking me through this process, and I can do this. Our transitional living, the mini homes that I talked about, it's a 1-year program, and we meet with them once a week through case management. And in those services, we talk about whatever their needs are, whether it be that they have legal issues and they need help with legal aid, or they need help with job skills to be able to get a better job. Whatever the issues are, that's really what we want to focus on. We are super excited that we're getting ready to be empty almost, and we have people that are transitioning out and have another family coming in. So we're hoping that this process will just continue, and that's really our focus. The individuals that we have on our board are very committed to walking through this process with the individuals that we have, and really allowing them to know that they're not alone in this. And I think that one of the things just over the past few months working with those individuals that are homeless, and not only those that are homeless, but those that are in danger of becoming homeless, is they feel very alone in some of the things that they're dealing with. And, just kind of walking through that with them, and giving them that sturdy shoulder to say, hey, we're going to walk through this with you, and, help you through this process. You can do this. And I think that has really been just an encouragement to myself, that we are able, no matter what our giftings and skills and abilities are, if we will come alongside these individuals, we can help in some way to get them back to a place where they can succeed. They can have permanent housing. They can have a job. They can go back to school. One of the individuals that I began helping out in May applied to UCM. And so, we're helping all different types of people. And so far, it's been very successful, and we just appreciate the community surrounding our values and our mission at Journey Home, and just hope to begin to tell more people about it, because I think that it's something new, it's something different, it's something that is going to get them from just sheltering them for one night to actually getting them back on their feet, to being able to have their own place and be independent in the community.
All right, perfect. So I do have one question in the chat so far. If anybody else has questions, feel free to raise your hand or put it in the messenger. Let's see if question says, can we set up a time to tour Journey Home to get a better understanding and visual of what is offered to assist in directing individuals your way? This is from Delilah. She works for Belmont Management Company, and they provide housing to individuals. However, they do not take sex offenders or those with criminal backgrounds, felonies, etc., within a certain time frame of occurrence.
So absolutely, we are happy to do tours for any individual or group that would like to come through. We'd love to show individuals our facility. The house where individuals for emergency shelter come is absolutely lovely. And so we're always happy to share that with individuals. Also, as Melissa mentioned, we have the tiny homes that we use as transitional, and we are remodeling those. And so, yes, we would love for people to come see the process and hopefully come join us. And that's an opportunity for people to, volunteer. So if you have a group of folks, this looking for a service project, or if you know of individuals who are handy and like to do things, like drywall or paint or lay flooring, it's a wonderful opportunity to give back. We do intend to set up some work days, and so we'll be putting that schedule out pretty soon, and we'll let the community know when that's going to happen. But absolutely, we'd love to give tours.
You kind of answered the next question, but it was, what can the community do to assist if they are interested in volunteering or donating items? So do you guys put the information on your Facebook page or website?
We do utilize our Facebook page, and And we try to use Sign Up Genius when needs arise, whether it's food or whatever the need is. But also they can contact us directly too. Our phone number is also on our Facebook. It's 747-3104, and they're welcome to contact us at any time. They can contact us via email, which is also on our Facebook. But yeah, we welcome any and all communication, any and all donations. If we cannot utilize those donations, we have a warehouse that a generous community member has allowed us to use for furniture and housewares and hygiene products that we have helped numerous people out with. Part of our mission, so our mission is to help the homeless, but another part of our mission is to help those in danger of becoming homeless. So we also have supplies and different things there in the warehouse that we give out to those individuals to be able to kind of help them in that endeavor as well.
Okay, and then do you have a 24-hour phone hotline?
They can call our phone number at Journey Home between the hours of 5 and 8 a.m. Also, my phone number is on the Facebook as well, which can be called at any time as well if necessary.
Individuals can also call my phone number, and we're usually very quick about responding. So if people go through our Facebook page, of course, if they call outside of normal business hours, there is an answering machine, and of course, we'll be able to return a call.
Yes, absolutely.
What has the average turnaround time been for individuals transitioning from Journey Home to a permanent home?
Well, it's fast right now.
It is.
We had somebody move in on November, I believe. Our family moved in on November 4th. Is that right?
I think so, that first week.
Yep, and they moved out the week before Christmas. So a month or less. I mean, that was our first one that moved out, but we have some people who are going to be moving out here very shortly. So it's been a short turnaround. You know, it's basically about being able to help people be sustainable. So before they can move out, it's really those things that Melissa mentioned. You know, are they connected to the appropriate resources? You know, are those barriers overcome? You know, and so however long it takes for people to get a job, to get the budgeting that they need. And when people move out, you know, it's not like, okay, we're so glad you came, we'll see you later. We continue to follow those individuals. So I did the case management for the family that is permanently housed. And so I will follow them for a year. So they will be connected with us for the next year because we want to make sure that they sustain their permanent housing. And so it's not just a shove out and done. You know, we're continuing to follow these individuals and the families for at least a year to make sure that they're sustaining their permanent housing.
Right. Absolutely. And I know I have an individual who is getting ready to transition out. He came on November 1st. So he should be within the next couple of weeks. We're hoping to transition him out and get him support so that he's able to be sustainable as well.
Someone asked about donations, and like Melissa said, you can go through our Facebook page. And what's been such a blessing is this community has just really rallied around us. And there's a Sign Up Genius. So sometimes people really want to do something and they can't always, you know, donate time. Although, you know, we have ample opportunities for volunteers to come. And it's a great way to understand what we do is by volunteering with us, but the relationships that are built with the individuals. And so you can literally see these individuals working hard. You know, they're coming in at different times because, you know, they're looking for jobs. For people like, well, what do they do all day? Well, they're volunteering and they're building their resume through that volunteer opportunities, and then they're looking for jobs. And so, but just to sit down with them, you know, in the evening and just have a conversation, and it becomes family because these individuals live together, you know, every day. And so they then start connecting each other with resources. Hey, I went over here and applied for a job, you know, you should come with me, you know, tomorrow. And so it's been really nice to see that piece of it come together also, that individuals are not only striving for their own well-being, but then they start looking out for others and start sharing those resources in the house. And that's been really nice to see also.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had an individual, kind of a story about one of our individuals. We had an individual that came to us on November 1st, and his goal was to go to Jeff City to a facility up there. But he got so connected with the individuals in the house that he has stayed with us, and is actually getting ready to start a job in the community. So really that camaraderie that we have in the house amongst the people has become just a great avenue for individuals that have kind of felt alone, that maybe didn't have family involved in their life or whatever the situation. They've kind of connected, and it has been great to see them help each other out.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions? Raise a hand, put it in the chat. I'll give you just a second.
Amanda, I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank Brandy very much for speaking today. It's a wonderful story, and we thank you for having a successful business here in Warrensburg, and we'll do everything we can to support you. And also to Erica and Melissa, you know, my heart is warmed for all of your efforts. I know you've been working at this for a very long time, and thank you very much for providing this necessary support to individuals that really do want to get themselves into a better place than they already are, than they're in. So thank you very much.
Thank you guys again for having us. Please check out our Facebook page. It's a Journey Home. And like our page, and that way you can follow us. You can find out opportunities to volunteer. We try to update our list all the time of the things that we need. Sometimes people can't come physically. We understand the restraints of time. One of the things that we'll be talking about a lot, and so please watch for it, is our Adopt a Bed program. And so for about $200 a month per bed is about the cost. And the cool thing about that is, and I've challenged some groups, and so it's been really interesting to watch the different types of groups that have come together to do this. $200 a month sounds like a lot for an individual, but if you get 5 or 10 of your friends to do it with you and you guys form a group, then it's really easy to make that commitment. So we've had some people who've committed for 2021 to do that, and so that just ensures that we can continue to provide the services that we provide for individuals who would come through Journey Home, and to continue all the case management is done for free by individuals who have backgrounds in social work. And so that is a cost that we don't have to incur. We're very grateful for that. But of course, there's everyday living expenses. So that's been really exciting to see just different people come together to form groups to get that done. Also, you can just make your contribution as an individual if you'd like, if you want to do a one-time donation, or if you want to do maybe a quarterly donation, that's absolutely an opportunity to do that, to help in that way, because some people just can't physically come, and we understand that. And so if you would like more information about how to do that, please visit our Facebook page, or reach out to Melissa or myself, and we're happy to tell you all about it.
All righty, thank you very much.